Hello wonderful people, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the
What's up y'all? This is part 2 of the video I dropped last week on kidnapping in South Africa that has gone out of control. So today I'm focusing on the human trafficking aspect of it. So years ago, when I was still an investigative journalist, I think some of you might remember those days, for those of you who have followed me for a long time. We were sent to dig up on human trafficking that was taking place a lot in Pretoria at the time. It was out of control. So what we uncovered, we discovered that it's not just anyone who just becomes a victim of human trafficking. Usually the people who become victim of human trafficking are people that are targeted and they know exactly whom they are looking for and what they will do with the individual. Of course, unless maybe they're just looking for body organs and whatnot and you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, blah, 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 but that's not really trafficking now. So what happens, some pedophile somewhere in London or somewhere in the US would just be scrolling on social media, of which Instagram is a perfect menu for pedophiles, especially if you have a 9-year-old with an Instagram account that can take pictures, videos, do the what dance challenge, 9-year-old that can twerk, a 9-year-old that can do basically things that adults can do in a public platform. And that becomes a very perfect menu for human traffickers. So this billionaire will be scrolling social media and looking at their best menu for kids, which is Instagram or maybe Facebook, and there your daughter's picture shows up and the pedophile is like, okay, I will give $1 million or I will give $5 million to anyone that can bring me this child. Remember, your child posts with location sometimes. Even regardless, there are now softwares where I can download a picture and the software will tell me the exact location where the picture was taken. So, but before then it was not that deep. The location feature was just the problem. Someone would post the pictures with the location and all of a sudden the bad guys knows exactly where you live or where you have been before. Then they just hire the craziest group of mercenaries that specializes with looking for criminals that don't want to be found, and they send them to actually come and look for your daughter. So they will be surveilling your house for weeks to just know what time you come back from work, what time does the child go around playing, to whom do they play with, and all this kind of information that could possibly help them. And then they choose a day for the takedown to say, okay, on Friday we have noticed that she walks alone, probably from here to there. It will be so calculated in a way that by the time the cars stop, chances are your kid will be unconscious from a clap or whatsoever. From a commando, that is something else. One clap from a commando is just probably bigger than the size of the head of the kid. Poops, the kid sleeps. Throw the kid in a car, in a boat or whatsoever. Take off on a very high speed. Chances are there's already a chopper waiting for them somewhere. After throwing the kid off, the chopper takes over, they just fly the kid wherever, and they have money, they have means of getting the kids out of the country. It could be in anything, it could be a truck. That petrol tank, they can make sure that there's nothing there, and they open just a bit of hose for oxygen and they squeeze someone in there. Even when that truck is in the border, no one is going to say, let's open your petrol tank to see if there's a human there. But that is just one of many ways of getting kids out of the country. They are creative. They have many ways of getting them out. They have resources. excuse me, after knocking your kid out, the kid will probably wake up after 30 minutes or so. When the kid wakes up, they administer an injection, the same injection that they use for elephants in Kruger National Park. They will administer some injection of that sort and the kid will pass out, probably for another 24 hours. When the kid passes out for 24 hours, just 6 hours before the kid actually wakes up, they administer another injection. In a way that when these children wake up, they don't even know who their names are. They don't even know where they are. They don't even know what's going on. But they have one main talent. They have been sexualized some way, and Mr. Pedophile is looking for his gratification. Mr. Pedophile is looking for whatsoever that they are looking for, and they know that it is in there in that child somewhere. So most of these kids are taken from home and they end up doing this sex work. When Mr. Pedophile is done, have had their way with the child for a period of 6 months or to a year, or whenever Mr. Pedophile feels like I'm already tired of this, you can auction it to the next bidder, or you can auction them. They have red rooms where a group of people would be having their way with a child and they pay money for it, and there are people that pay a lot of money to watch that. It just becomes a gruesome ordeal for the kid, probably for the rest of their lives. And when they have finished the upmarket of all the pedophiles, all of them have had their way with them, they are looking for new stock. They will probably start pimping out the child to the lower level, to the lower level, to the lower levels, such that the child might grow up in that environment and they would end up believing that that is what they were meant for. That is what their life is about. So I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. But I just want to say to parents, as your kids will be going back to school soon, just make sure that you protect your children. You protect your children at all costs. Certain content shouldn't be allowed of your child to be out there. No matter how much they cry or they yearn for it, just don't allow it. Just protect your children if you can. Even if you're an old woman, these things can happen to you too. If someone has the money to say, bring this one in for me, chances are you won't escape it. Do you think Honorable Magaka from your local SAPS can contend with those guys? Mr. Magaka has a family as well. He wants to be alive tomorrow to wake up and see his family. So the best way is for you to keep yourself safe. If there are certain things that you can avoid, please avoid. Avoid sharing too much information about you. Avoid sharing certain pictures about you. Avoid.
So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.